What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and I gotta say, Myra, you had me at... Let's get into it. Alright guys, let's get into Myra and talk about her real quick in the wiki stage of this, and then we're going to get in and show her in battle, so I'm going to show you how I feel about her. We're going to take on the bonus stage, alright, that's going on right now in Ignacio, which hopefully is fixed this Friday, and then you guys can go in without any bugs. We might run into a bug, but I still just want to show her off for you guys. So if you look at her TMR, that's going to be something you definitely want on her to be able to unlock her W cast of her abilities with Playlist, Magic 20, Spirit 55, and then it also gives you 40% resist to fire and light. Very, very good TMR. Her STMR is total doo-doo. It's attack 10, spirit 150 to all my fans. Increase spirit by 100 when HP drops below 80. She actually buffs herself. Like, she has the ability to buff herself more than 100 spirit. I don't even know why you would care about this. And the spirit, I mean, we have other things to take care of that other STMR. So I really find that STMR very lacking. Moving on down, I'm going to go ahead and go over what she can do. So first off, she does have the ability to dual white magic cast, okay? And if we look down here at her white magic, she does have a nice kit of white magic, right? She has Libra, Sunga, she has all the break, to remove all the breaks if you would somehow get broken. However, I don't think if you're playing Myra right, you're ever getting broken anyway, unless it's a preemptive break. We have Re-Raise, and then we have Courage that she can cast. So that's great things you can cast if you get into trouble, and if you need to go into her white magic kit, but I don't think you really have to. So, talking about Myra's kit and how it's actually going to work, we have to go down and look at a key ability that I just talked about, which will be here, and it will be Playlist, okay? So, if you cannot use this unit, in my opinion, to her full capacity, and she isn't that great unless you are going in and using her at 7-star and have her TMR equipped for the specific ability Playlist, okay? Because you have to be able to W cast her abilities. So, essentially, I'm going to go through her turn rotation and what she can provide to you, okay? So, first up, I think you're casting Intro. Now, this is one of the things where people thought she was not that great. On turn 1, she really only had, because everybody was excited about her buffs, okay? On turn 1, she really can only buff attack and magic by 70%, right? So, people were like, oh man, it's so low, I need my defense and spirit buffed. I mean, that's the whole point, right? If you take a big hit from a boss, you might die. I need my defense and spirit up, which I can agree with. But, in my opinion, in today's day and age, almost everybody on your team can buff. So, if you really need your defense and spirit up, just use somebody else to do it. I've always taken, as soon as I had CG Nickel, I've always taken CG Nickel, Ignis, some kind of buffer along with my healer, and, you know, CG Fina, to be able to do those buffs anyway. So, like, even if in a time where you really need your defensive spirit buffed on turn 1 with her, there are other units, all kinds of units can do that for you. So anyway, so my turn 1, this is my rotation. We're going to buff up our attack and magic by 70% because we can dual cast this, remember? We're also going to increase our attack and magic break by 100% for 5 turns. That is so long, okay? And this is important because even if you are buffing yourself up by 140% stats on turn 1, if the enemy's going to break you for like 50 to 60, 70% when they take their turn, you know, are the buffs really worth it? You really need break resist at this point. I know a lot of the time, because of us being overpowered and our 7-star could take on these trials, we kind of overlook breaks. A lot of us do. I'm not saying everybody. A lot of you guys out there do take break resist, but she can do that. Guess what else she can do turn 1? Going down to album cover, okay? Increase resist to sleep, silence, confuse, petrify, and charm by 100% for 5 turns, okay? The same turn 1. Increase defense and spirit break by 100%. So on turn 1, not only are you starting out her like singing, dancing thing that you want to do all turns, so intro starts it off because we do get access to interlude, which we'll talk about in a minute. She also gives you attack, magic, defense, and spirit break 100% for 5 turns turn 1, and that's all while doing what she wants to be doing. You also get resist to sleep, silence, confuse, petrify, and charm. Now, we are missing some things here, aren't we? We're missing paralyze, and we're missing stop resist, okay? That kind of sucks. She does not have that in her kit. However, in a time where, right now, we haven't hit the point to where enemies are imperiling our, imperiling our resist to these status elements, there will come a time when an enemy will be like, minus 100% to confuse you. So you have to have 100% in your kit, and then you need to buff yourself. But to go to 200% so you don't get taken on by that, right? But we don't need that right now. If you really need stop resist or paralyze resist, one, you could have a ribbon or whatever else you have on. For stop resist, Lakshmi's got your back. She does have an AoE stop resist. Somebody else could be casting that on your turn. This is just ways we could band-aid these situations just in case we need to, okay? But those are going to be in specific situations. So that's your turn 1. Turn 2, You're going to use playlist again, and you're going to go in here and you're going to cast her interlude ability. So what that's going to do is increase attack, magic, defense, and spirit by 100% for 4 turns. It's pretty long. Heal everybody by a huge amount. Cure all status ailments, just in case somebody did get paralyzed or something. And then we're going to enable outro for 2 turns. So it's going to enable the next ability down, which is going to be outro. We'll talk about that in a minute. So we're going to cast that, put 100% buff, heal everybody, heal any status elements, get us ready to go. Then we have the ability, this is what I call the off turn. You unlock any of these abilities you would like to use during this turn. You have the ability to cast hit single, which puts a heal over everybody for 3 turns. You know, if you think you're going to take some damage, go ahead and cast this. I guess it puts the heal on everybody. We have harmony. If you want to try to charm the enemy, that's up to you. You can go ahead and cast that. Reflect 1 magic spell taken for 1 turn to 1 ally. You can cast that if you'd like. Behind the scenes, we could revive 1 KO ally by 100%. Or this is also W castable with our songs. We can cast Save Me, revive all KO'd allies to 100%. Okay? So that means that if everybody starts dying around her and she's still alive, she can keep her song and her singing, dancing buff up, her pop star buffs, and she can also just revive everybody. It's W castable. That's really, I think I find that really rare when it comes to healers, to be able to W cast that. Another ability she has that I find myself casting more than often on her turn 2, or first turn 2, is going to be this one right here. We're going to do a little bit of magic damage with spirit scaling. It's going to be a divine ruination chain, and as you can see, it hits 7 times. So if you really wanted to chain this, you know, to fully chain up the divine ruination chain, you are going to have to W cast this, but that's not really what it's there for. What I use it for is grant an HP barrier for 500, excuse me, for 3 turns. So you're going to give everybody a 500 HP barrier. They're probably going to be full health anyway from you casting the interlude there that heals everybody. So that's going to make everybody have 500 more HP. That's a lot of HP. I know a lot of people are going to overlook that. I think it's pretty good. So that's my turn 2 cast. Another thing you guys can cast here is going to be for you, okay? Use own LB gauge to fill allies gauge. So you give your LB to the other person. On top of that, you increase LB gauge by 200% for 5 turns to yourself. Okay, so you're going to be able to get even more LB crystals after you cast this. And this is W castable, okay? It's the first time we're going to be able to W cast this in the entire game. We can do that while doing our interlude song. So you can cast this, get your LB rate up even higher to be able to do that later on. So you can do whatever you want this second turn. I am casting the, the fighting, so I can get that HP barrier, okay? So that was turn 2. Turn 3, what are we doing with her? Turn 3, we're going to that outro, baby. That big damage, that big buff, that big HP barrier, we're casting outro, right? Because we have now on turn 3, we've cast intro, we've cast interlude, we're casting outro. Grant HP barrier 1,500 for 3 turns to all allies. That means we have a big HP barrier again of 1,500. That's actually a lot of HP. Increase attack, defense, magic, and spirit by 140% for 2 turns, which we'll talk about in a minute. Recover 100 MP to all allies, okay? So one of the biggest problems people have with this was, hey, you're only buffing it for 2 turns, which means that is a big buff, and we love it. But 2 turns counts the turn you cast it, so it's like for 2 turns. So the turn you cast it, it takes effect. The enemy takes a turn, then it stays there that next turn. The enemy takes a turn, then it's gone. So people were saying, hey, you know, it's going to be off. I'm not going to be able to keep it up all the time. However, on this turn 3, after you cast outro, most people are going and casting something else. For you, fighting, audition, whatever else they want to cast. But let's take a minute and think about casting intro instead. You can do this. Cast outro, cast intro. If you do that, that means our turn 2 comes back instead of our turn 1. And that way we have ourselves to cast interlude, right? Because interlude will be unlocked because of our intro. Then we can cast any of these other abilities. So that's why, again, what I call the off turn for Myra. She can do whatever she needs to do. On top of that, the next turn after that, so we cast outro, intro. Interlude, whatever you want. Outro, intro. Interlude, whatever you want. Outro, intro. If we do that, every other turn we're gaining 100 MP. Every other turn we're getting a 1,500 barrier, HP barrier. Every other turn we're getting the 140% buff we need. That will always be up because we're doing it every other turn. Okay, and I think that is the secret to Myra. Now, what can break this? What makes this kind of bad? If she dies, you're in trouble, right? You are in trouble. If she dies, you have to start the songs all over again. So, you know, it kind of puts us behind on things. Another thing to look out for is once these 5 turns are done for album cover, that off turn has to be interlude album cover. That way you keep your defense and spirit break up because you're always casting intro to keep your attack and magic break up, right? That's always being cast every other turn. Another problem she has is if she wants to cast any of her cooldown abilities, it's going to break the song chain. I really wish they would have added these cooldown abilities to be W cast. Maybe that would have made her too powerful. I'm not sure, but let's look at her her cooldown abilities, see what they do. So available turn 1, 6 turn cooldown, auto revive everybody for 3 turns to all allies. So AoE auto revive. So she gets that in her kit that you can use. Heal everybody, big amount for split over 3 turns. Refresh everybody for a big amount split over 3 turns. So honestly, in a fight, you could go with Live Concert turn 1, and then the next turn start her intro outro up. By the time your big buff wears off of somebody else, Orin, CG Nickel, any of your other buffers, you will have your interlude and then your outro buff up, even if you cast this on turn 1. And if you cast this on turn 1, you have this big nice heal going over for 3 turns. You have this big MP refresh going over for 3 turns. So that is an ability you can look at casting on turn 1. The next one is available on turn 5, Roaring Crowd. It increases your fire and light resist by 100% for only 2 turns, mitigates damage taken 20% for 2 turns, increased status element resist by 100% for everything for 3 turns to all allies, and increases charm resist by 100%. Now, this includes Paralyze, I guess. This move right here is one I don't see casting very often. You're going to have to be in a fight where you really need that fire and light resist, and that's going to be about it for me. I feel this move is lacking. I don't know why this move isn't available in turn 1. But hey, it's there because you can look at all these buffs are only for 2 turns. That's rough because essentially it's like really low because it does count the turn that you cast it. The next one is Piercing Voice. Available on turn 1. Decrease defense and spirit by 65% for 1 turn to all enemies. So you get a big break. You get a big fire and light imperil by 100%. And then you heal everybody for 3 turns. Now, while you may use this on a turn where you're trying to one-hit KO, maybe your breaker, but I feel like everybody's taking breakers can do this already. People are taking imperils that can do this, and your heal is going to be taken care of by your rotation. So this is another ability I feel is wasted. I feel like these 2 abilities, while this one seems useful and this one seems very niche useful, I feel like this is the one you're going to go to most of the time to cast anyway if you're going to do it in your rotation. So those are her reviewing her CD abilities over that. Let's go ahead and go look at her LB. That's important as well. Remove all debuffs from all allies. Cure all status elements from all allies. Heal big amounts. Refresh MP a big amount. Put break resist for everybody for 3 turns, but we already have that from what we're doing. We already have a big heal, and we already have 100 MP 100 MP to all allies every other turn, so I don't think you're really running into MP problems either. And it also puts up your resist to charm, but we also have that up as well. So I don't really think you're casting your LB too often unless you get into some big trouble. So I think you're really using For You a lot more often than casting your LB to give somebody else their LB. And I'm telling you guys, this ability to give somebody else your LB has become so much more important to me later on in the game. There are a lot of times when I need somebody to have their LB up. This is going to help us do it and help us keep going. So my review of Myra, she's absolutely ridiculous, I think. I'm not saying that she is the best in the world. I personally enjoy her the best because she seems different. You see all the different things you can do. Every one of those off turns, you always have something else you could be doing. She stops the whole attack, defense, magic, and spirit break thing from happening because she just, during her kit, her normal kit, she's blocking that off if you need to. She also has the auto revive just in case you really need that when you go past the threshold or you need it on turn 1. She does have her problems like I talked about, but I do believe she's up there in the top healers and top healer support type meta units, such as CG, Fina, Ayaka, Folka. I do believe she's up there fighting them for a top spot. However, if you have those other units, you absolutely do not need Myra. So don't go out there pulling, don't get there going crazy. I just really like her. So next up during this really long video, we're going to go into the bonus stage. I'm going to show her off and show you guys what I'm using with her. All right, guys, here we are about to go into the bonus stage. Again, this isn't serving as a guide. This is more, but you will learn some from it. This is more serving as how I'm using Myra in the bonus stage. All right, so we're going to head on out. I do want to take a lightning attack element friend. That's what I'm choosing to chain with, specifically because the middle boss hates fire. I normally take fire. I mean, fire is good against him, but you use it on more than 3 times. After that, he's going to start, or 3 times and above, he's going to start snorting people away, and I don't want to deal with that. I hate when units get snorted. So this is going to be our team comp we're going with. We have Wilhelm. Again, you guys can take a 100% evade tank. I do not believe you guys need a magic cover tank in this fight. We have CG Nickel for mitigation, for buffs, for MP if needed, things like that. He also has Pod on for Peace Shield. Next up, we have Orin. He's going to be our breaker, hashtag buffer, hashtag damage dealer. You know everything he can do. Next up, we have Sora, which is going to be our damage dealer paired up with a Hio doing electric lightning chaining. Then we have Myra being our support. So we're going to head into the first fight here. A lot of these fights, actually every one of these fights you've already fought before, and you probably know the mechanics of them anyway. But just in case you don't, we're going to get in here and show you how it's done. So we're going to go ahead and depart. And this first boss has a couple of ways you can deal with it. You can raise or Phoenix down this boss and it will die immediately. So that's how we're going to take care of it. The problem is, after you do that, you're going to get AoE deathed. He's gonna wait, and he's gonna AoE def you. So the way you deal with that is, one, have a re-raise on turn 1 that re-raises everyone, such as CG Fina. I think Rena has one, and then also Myra has one. Or you can put a death resist like Genji Shield and then a safety bit on your healer. then have them both live, go into the next fight, which is mostly physical, unless you go past a barrier, or an HP threshold, excuse me. So then you're going to have your tank just go ahead and AoE cover, physical cover, and then you're going to have your healer re-raise everybody back to life, or raise, excuse me, everybody back to life, and then you can continue the fight as is. So you don't need a turn 1 healer to use this strategy, but you have to do it the way I just said. That's a good way. If you try to tank through it, it's going to be a little bit more tough. So we're going to go down and go ahead and use her life concert, which is going to give everybody the re-raise that we want. Then we're going to go and have Wilhelm use raise. Wilhelm has raise because of Phoenix. So we're going to go ahead and hit here, and we're going to raise the boss. Boss is going to go down, but not before he calls to death, kills everybody, and then everybody comes back to life with 80% HP, which is pretty cool. Then we're moving on to the next fight, right? So this is going to go through. We won. We did it. Then we're moving on to the next one. And I don't know how many times I've gotten that deal lightning, wind, and earth damage. This right here to pop off. I've done it a million times. It never stays there. I don't know if it's the bug or what. Again, guys, if you are looking to do this after watching this or just wanting to do it in general, it's supposed to be fixed by this Friday after maintenance, and it is extended a week. So you do have a while to get this done, all right? Let's see. Moving on to this boss. This boss is a little bit of a jerk. He has thresholds at 80%, 65%, 50%, 33%, and 20%, where he's going to do AoE magic damage. So we need to have our mitigation up, and with Myra, we're going to have that big HP barrier to help us out, okay? Other than that, as long as you don't deal fire to him, he's just going to do a lot of physical. He does have HP and MP single target drains, so you're going to have your tank go ahead and take those, all right? So we're going to do, not that, we're going to do AoE physical. That's what I want to do first, personally. Next up, we're going to have Nickel cast the... we're going to go with, let's see, Heroic Stance, I do believe. We're going to buff everybody up. And then I'm actually going to cast just this normal damage mitigation. I'm going to save his big cooldown one for one of the times when I really, really need it. When we pass an HP threshold, you know what I mean? To make sure I don't die to magic damage. Next up, Orin's going to go ahead and use his break, because we can break the boss, attack, magic, defense, and spirit. The boss is 50% imperiled automatically to fire, and then he resists 50% wind, earth, and water damage. So that's why I chose to do lightning damage. Just seems like a good choice here. Myra's going to do what she does on turn 1, and that is playlist into intro. And then it also, I do believe this boss also breaks your stats, so you want to look out for that. But if we do what Myra does best, intro and album cover, we're not worried about breaking, so we're good there. The boss will also do some nasty status elements to you, but most people are having ribbons, discernments, etc., cakes on their units, not to worry about it. You may be wondering why I'm using Sonic Blade and not W casting with my Sora. It's because my Sora is a dual wielder. So we're going to go ahead and use Voltage Blade to take down and imperil the boss, and Servant Blade. So we're going to hit it up like this. Boom. And we're going to do some damage. And again, people think I'm using a robot or a macro to chain. I'm on my iPad, boys and girls. Like, I've never, like, even when Quick Hit was out with Titus, I refused to use macro. I was trying to use it with my fingers. I like to do it with my fingers. If you want me to, I'll turn to show you guys. DR chaining is one of the easiest ones. That's why I always gravitate to it. It's just so easy to get done once you get some practice in, okay? So there we go. We saw we did a lot of physical damage there. The boss did. Took Wilhelm down pretty low. Again, if you have evade physical tank, that'll work out great for you. Although this, with low spirit, that magic threshold could be tough for you, which is coming at 80%. Next up, Wilhelm's going to go ahead and use the provoke. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use CG Nickel. We are going to put up the put this up right now, and then let's see. We are going to use this, I do believe, on Orin. That way we can go ahead and get his LB up there. So when we need it to break, we're going to have that. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and hit reload just so my damage dealer is ready. Actually, it's just Sora because I have to get a Servant Blade here. Myra on turn 2, on the other hand, this is for people out there looking for Myra, is going to cast Interlude, and I'm going to cast... Where's it at? I'm going to cast Fighting. Now, I do have for you to give people their LBs, but in this situation, I want to have that 500 barrier, HP barrier, to help me through that spirit turn, right? Through that big turn where he's going to do AoE magic. I want to go ahead and have that on my team, so I'm going to heal everybody up with Interlude, buff everybody up by 100%. They were already buffed. And then give everybody that 500 HP barrier. Orin is going to go ahead and use, not double break, Bushido, and then we're going to use double Shooting Star for a little bit. The problem is Orin has Earth and Wind element on. The bosses resisted both those, but I did that for the beginning when I would attack and try to get that stupid mission. But he can still do a little bit of damage. And then we're going to chain it up, and we're going to hit him with a little bit of Orin finishing move. So we did end up going past the 80% threshold. You'll see him use Venom Blast, doing a lot of magic damage. Woo! But... with the help of Myra's HP barriers, we were able to get through it, which is great, and everybody ended up living really well, and the mitigation. We had damage mitigation up as well. It does appear that a couple of our units are low on MP because the boss does drain a lot of that MP away, but Myra's going to help us take care of that. You know how? She's going to be using Outro, which is going to give everybody 100 MP and get them back up where they want to be. And then, again, like I said, I'm using Intro this turn. That way, Outro is every other turn. I'm getting that big 140% all-stat buff up and that MP. So that's what I'm going to be casting here. So everybody goes up, and I get that 1500 HP barrier. So it's even more than the barrier was before. This turn, Wilhelm's going to use his damage mitigation here, LB, so that's going to be great. See, Nickel is going to use, let's see here, we are going to go with, actually we're not going to dual cast, we are going to go with P-Shield. That way that Wilhelm isn't taking that much damage, because we don't really need to do anything else. We're going to have Oren go ahead and use his LB. Remember, Oren's LB does, if you are using him, it is going to do fire damage, and we can only do that 3 times before you start trying to snort a unit away. So this is one of our times, so we're going to do that right there, and I'm not going to try to chain this up, I'm just going to cast it, okay? So we're just going to cast it, let it pop off, and let it go. So here it comes. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to let it go through. Then I'm going to hit a little bit of reload, and then we're going to do a little bit of damage. Remember, the next barrier, I do believe, is at 65%. So if we get there, at least we have this big HP barrier and these buffs to help us out. Let's see. We did get there. So it is going to be another one. Venom Blast coming in, but we do have 1500. Oh, Wilhelm. Oh, buddy. Come on, dude. If you see that other smoke and you're thinking, why isn't it doing magic damage? That's just him, like, doing, like, see that disease and that poison? It's doing all those nasty status elements, but we ended up living through it, so we're good to go. So we're about to hit another HP threshold at 50%. We are still recovering a little bit. We're trying to make sure we live through this. What I would like to do is go ahead and get a CG Nickel LB off, and it's great because it is on an off turn. Where Myra can give her LB to him. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go with the playlist. We're going to go with Interlude, get everybody back up to full HP. And then we're going to cast For You onto our CG Nickel. That way he has his LB up, and we're good to go to cast that. So I'm going to make sure that there's nothing else I want to cast. Nope. And we're going to cast his LB here. Going to give us some HP, going to give us some MP, along with giving us the 150, I do believe, % all-stat buff, which is going to be great for our team, and remove any breaks that we have on our team, but we shouldn't have any because Myra has been defending us for 5 turns. Let's see, what else can we do this turn? Do you need to cast your AoE cover? I do believe you do. So we're going to go ahead and do that, so we're going to go with this. Oren really doesn't have much to do this turn, to be honest, so I'm going to, because he did just cast his LB, so I'm going to go ahead and Bushido, Shooting Star. So I think we're going to go ahead and take this time also to cast... actually, no, we'll do it next turn. It's fine. We'll do this. We'll go with, let's see, Shooting Star. Honestly, I think maybe Pod should be on Oren here, because I don't really care about his damage, and he could just be casting Pod again. So that's something else I need to look into maybe on my next run, if I need to, is take it off of Nickel and put it on Oren. So I think it's an okay move there, too. So we're going to go ahead and hit, and then we're going to hit here. Not do that much damage with Oren, but we're trying to push that 50% threshold, which we did. We don't have the HP barrier on Wilhelm, but he's living. That's okay. Woo! I do like those barriers being up on my people, okay? Next turn, we're going to have it with Myra. We're going to have that HP threshold up. But without it, it's kind of scary, okay? It is kind of scary without it. This turn, I think we're going to cast Wilhelm's LB, get that damage mitigation up. Let's see, what's the next HP threshold? 33%. We might hit it. Oh, no, we're definitely going to hit it because we're going to be using Hio's 100% in peril. So this turn is our outro turn, I do believe. Yep, so we're going to playlist outro, get everybody back that MP, and then we're also going to cast intro to get that going up. Now, this is turn 5, so we do need to cast album cover next turn if we can to get that defense and spirit breakup, okay? So we're going to go ahead and cast this now. Wilhelm's going to cast his LB on everyone, I do believe. Let me see what Nickel could be doing if I wanted him to. Yeah, I think he's just going to cast the Peace Shield here. So we're going to cast that. Boom, boom. Oren, let's see. You know, just in case, Oren, let's just refresh your breaks. I think you can do your... Yeah, you're a while off of that one, but we can still do your double break and go with the magic, which I want to break the most, again, because the magic is damage. It's tough. And I'm going to break his attack here because Wilhelm could get hit a little bit, just in case. These are just in case breaks, right? We're going to go ahead and do that. Then we're going to not reload because I do want to cast the Phantom Blade. Now, I'm hoping that if I push through thresholds, I may be dead. So I'm really hoping that this isn't a 2 threshold turn, because that would be disgusting, because I don't know how much more damage I'm going to do with this in peril. If it pushes him past 20%, we're in trouble, okay? Whew. Let's see what happens. Not 20%. Oh, it's going to be past 20. Oh, 25. Yes. All right, here we go. Venom Blast coming in. Big damage on Willie. Come on, Wilhelm. You got this, dude. You can see that Oren did get hit by one of those, because my provoke, I do believe we're off on Wilhelm. But here we go, dude. We're back up. We're doing okay. We only have one more threshold to worry about. So what I want to do is I want to think here, right? I want to think. What do I want to be doing this turn to make sure that I don't lose. Okay, so because we're getting towards the end of this fight. We only have one more threshold, and after that, it's easy peasy. Once we get past this 20%, we're going to be okay. We also want to make sure we're healed up and ready to go for what's happening next, which is going to be a giant preemptive meteor from Integer. Okay, so that's going to be scary there. Let's see what Wilhelm's up to today. Let's see. He needs to provoke, so he's going to go ahead and get that provoke going on. Myra, this is her off turn, but I do believe I'm going to go ahead and give, let's see, we can do playlist. We do need to do interlude, so we're going to cast that, and we can cast For You. We could give it HP barrier. I'm going to go ahead and cast For You and give it to Nickel here. That's what I want to do, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Buff everybody up, give him his LB. Let's see, what else can we do? We can't do the damage mitigation from that yet. However, we could do damage mitigation here, so that's what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to go ahead and go with the damage mitigation just in case, because we are pushing this threshold. And then we're going to do, let's see, Soulful Stance, I guess. Nothing else really to do. So we're going to go ahead and cast that, or I can cast as LB. It's a very tough decision here. Let's see. What do I want to do? If I wasn't casting as LB, maybe I should have given it to Orin, to be honest. We are pushing one more threshold, which could be scary. We already have 140%, so 10 more percent. Yeah, let's make sure nobody's broken, because again, we haven't cast album cover. We are not broken yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I think this is great. Put the damage mitigation up. Soulful Stance. I am going to go ahead and use both of my damage dealers to do Servant Blade, and then we're gonna use Sonic Blade. Do it like this. Cool. See how much damage we can do. We are pushing a threshold here. 7%, and then Orin is going to go ahead and use, let's see, what can Orin use? Let's just do double breaks again, I guess. I should have done this before, though. I guess Magic and Spirit, I don't know. I'm really just waiting on Orin to get, to use his LB, I guess, which would be important. Come on, Wilhelm, this is a tough turn for you, bud. You didn't have those HP barriers. You're doing it, though. You're doing good, buddy. You just gotta live through this turn, and then we're good to go. We win. Come on, man. I believe in you. There we go. We did it. We lived through it. And then, again, Myra also has counters, right? So you just saw that we got 30 MP there. Myra has 50% chance to counter magic attacks with a 30 MP gain, and then a 50% chance to counter physical attacks with a, 5,000, I do believe, HP heal. So it's pretty good. It's limited to 1 per turn. So I was thinking about doing some crazy stuff with her, but you really can't. So Wilhelm's popping off. I do believe one of the things here is to kill it with a Limit Burst. So we're going to go ahead and use Orin's Limit Burst to take it down. We need to get everybody back up to full HP, though. That's going to be important for the next turn. So let's see. Is this an outro turn for Myra? I do believe it is. So we're going to go with... Let's see. What do I want to do here? Because I do want to get everybody... I might just be dual white magic casting here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because I just want to get everybody back up to full HP. The MP is not a problem for anybody but Wilhelm, but we don't really have to worry about him too much next time. So we're going to do this. Get everybody up. I do believe that's what I want to do. Yep. I guess Farbo's a little bit low, or Hio's a little bit low on the MP scale. We could use CG Nickel to give everybody back some MP. So we're going to go and do that. So we're going to go with MP. Go ahead and hit him with the Double Blade, Servant Blade into, let's see, Sonic Blade. This video is going to be long. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too watching. Then we're going to go with the LB. Go ahead and go like this. I do believe we need to cast Fire one more time as well. But let's see. Do I need to do the Fire? I can't remember. I think I should have cast Fire one more time, so I should have LB'd with Orin one more time. I already have it myself, but for you guys, be aware of that. We're going to go ahead and go like this, and take him out. We're doing some... Oh, I don't know if this LB damage is going to count. It took way too long to get in there. First off, I should have cast LB anyway first to get the breaks in there, right? That's the first thing I should have done. So if that messes up, it's not going to really show me here because I've already done it, but that's something you guys can look into at a later date. Now we're going into the fight with Integer, and we're trying to see if... We haven't had any... Shouldn't say anything. And look, see, Myra allowed me to get in there without any ally being KO'd, which is great. I got to do that strategy there. That was pretty cool. Moving on to this boss right here. Again, you fought him before. He's actually just the same boss fight you can fight in the trials. I didn't get the no recovery magic last time. I think I messed up. I think Sora died because of poison or something. It was weird. I was definitely struggling more so with CG Fina and the other strategy instead of taking in Myra. That's just because of the HP barriers. All right, here we go. Let's see if we live. I think some of my units at least live. I thought I built them up to where everybody could live, but maybe not. Ooh, no, Farbo died. I can't help that, though. That's a teammate. That's a teammate going down. All right, dude. So this turn, what we're going to do is we're going to be raising up... we're going to raise up Farbo. So we're going to go with playlist. I am going to go with... Let's see. What can set me up for greatness? I'm going to go with this, and then I'm going to... Oh, well... No, because I want to put that afterwards. So playlist... save me, right? No, I don't need to do save me because there's only one down. This is only for MP reasons, but I can do behind the scenes and then intro. Should be good. We don't want to wake him up though. He's pretty angry right now. So he's going to go to nappy nap. So it's going to give us a turn to get in there and do that. Next up, we are going to... Is he asleep right now? We are going to cover with Wilhelm like this. Wilhelm took like no damage. Look at that guy. He's just tanky as heck, dude. I guess I'm worried about Sora dying to poison. This is what happened last time. I need a heal. I need to be healing here. I can do Kiraga, but that's going to be HP. That's going to be that, let's see. I need to kill him with an Esper, but I already did that, so I'm not going to do that now. Right? Let me see. So I do want to cover here. So we'll just go ahead and cast that. We do need to break him, but we'll break him next turn. Essentially, we got to dispel him and then break him, right? Oh, he only has a spirit up right now. And then you're not doing anything this turn. You're gonna defend. I need Sora healed is the thing, and I've heard that doing LBs will wake him up. That's just what I've heard. I haven't tested it though. That could be all a lie. So what I could do instead is Link Stance. Go ahead and hit him with this right here. Hit him with a damage mitigation. That seems fine. And then I'll defend, and hope they live. Let's see. I wonder which one will happen first. Let's see. Does Sora die? Yep. That's BS. The poison popped off first before. That sucks. So we're going to get a turn where we get hit, but I think we'll be fine. Poison apparently procs first before the heal. I wasn't sure on that. That's what I was thinking in my head, though. I was like, oh, man, if that poison pops off first. So we're going to go ahead again. We're going to go with... where is it? Where is behind the scenes? Get Sora back to life. That happened exactly... Remember when I said that earlier, guys? That happened exactly the same way last time, dudes. Bunch of BS, bro. We're going to go ahead and get Great Wall up on everyone here. We need to break him, so I'm going to kick him with Nickel, honestly. A little sharp kick, is that it? Yeah, dude. Sharp kick him in the head. Boom! Then we're going to do a little bit of breakage here with Orin. And then Farbo's going to defend, dude, because we're going to try to one-shot him next turn, so let's see what happens here. He's awoken, dude! He's going nuts! I think he still does Meteor here, too, but I don't think we'll be in too much trouble because of the break and then all the stuff. Now he's dozing back off to sleep. He went nappy nap. Yeah, that does nothing compared to the first one because we have all the buffs and damage mitigation and all kinds of stuff, dude. That Meteor is barely doing anything. All right, here we go. So we're going to go in there. We're going to use, let's see, Sonic Blade. We're going to use Double Blade, Voltage Blade, Servant Blade. I do believe we're supposed to kill him with an Esper, so he's already broken, so we'll do that. We're going to cast this ability here on every one. Did he buff up his... Actually, before we use this, did he buff up his defense? Oh, man, we're going to have to dispel him, dude. Yuck. So we're going to have to dispel him here and then break him again. All right, dude, that's what we're doing. So we're going to go with a... wait, is anybody hurt? I mean, I get... No, nobody's hurt because we use that LB. Man, all right, we're going to use Dispel. Woohoo. Dispel coming in hot. Dispel here. Orin's going to go with the good old double break. Gonna break that defense, go break that attack, I guess. I don't know. I think we're gonna kill him though. We're gonna use an Esper here, and then we're gonna go in for the kill. I hope this is enough, dude. Nice. We did it. All right, so that's the whole thing with Insegura. Essentially, your 7-star damage is probably going to one-shot him, if not two-shot him. You just got to live through the first turn. That's pretty much it. If you live through the first turn, you're going to live, dude, because of all your damage mitigation, your buffs, and things like that. But guys, that was Myra's showcase. I know this video was probably like 30, 40 minutes long. Yeah, I did it. Oh, actually, I want to see. Are you going to give me that one I got in the first place? I'm checking this before we end this video, all right? Did it give me that deal lightning damage, earth damage, and wind damage twice in a turn? Because it has never given me that. And I got a couple of those missions done again because Myra is just doing real well in that second fight. Let me see. What's up, dude? It shows me here, right? Look at that! Okay. Whoa, it's about to pop off real quick. All right, dude, we ended up going in there and getting everything but recovering Esper in the first part of the fight. I don't care about that little trust move. He can sit there for a while for me. I don't need him. But if you guys do, maybe take somebody in there that can do an Esper on turn 1 like Ace, or somebody else can help you out in the fight. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think about Myra, because I think she's amazing. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.